Come on, Miss Molly. That's a good girl. That's a good girl. Yes. Yes. Oh, you're so mean and vicious. You're so mean and vicious. You're so mean and vicious. Oh, look at you. You're just eating and attacking and biting. Oh, my goodness. Let's adjust our camera here so you can see her. So you want to buy yourself a Malinois puppy. This is what they look like. See her trying to eat stuff? Oh, good girl. Come on, let go. Oh, now she's attacking me. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come here. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. You're so fierce. You're so fierce. You're so fierce. Oh, my goodness. You're back for more. You're back for more. You're back for more. Ow. Ow. Oh, my mercy. Oh, my mercy. There you go. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. People like to buy these dogs. They become a designer dog for the most part. People think that, you get one of these things and they see all the cool stuff on YouTube that they do. They see all the jumping and the biting and the fighting and all the stuff, but don't realize when they come out of the womb that stuff is just natural to them. So some of the more frequent emails that I get, is, something along the lines of, I just bought a Malinois puppy and it won't stop biting my kids. It just doesn't stop. It's not, it's not as friendly as I thought it would be. I can't snuggle it. It bites me. It eats my bracelets. It attacks my ankles. It jumps on me. Well, that's what you bought. That's what you bought, isn't it, Molly? Tell him. Say, that's what I do. You got to help me. I'm a baby. I don't know what to do. Molly is 11 weeks old. She's been here. I flew to LA to get her. She has... The reason why I picked her, let's talk about that first. The reason why I picked her and her bloodline, come on, is because every dog in her bloodline, since I believe it was 1893, have scored high 400s on their PH1 tests. And my intentions with her is to train her the best I can, and then we will breed her, and her pups are going to throw generations of family protection dogs for my business that I train and sell to families. Now, people say, well, I bought one because I need it. Look. She's chewing on stuff. Watch. Look at this. It doesn't end. I'll get back to what I was telling you in just a minute. Just watch her. Look, they pick up stuff. They mouth it. They start eating stuff. Well, of course she won't now because she's on film. Look at her. See if we can. This is them constantly. Hunting, searching, sniffing, biting, running, playing. Look at her nose is going to work. She found something in there she likes. Oh God, she's coming back. Molly. Oh, hello. Hello, hello. Give her something to do. Anyway, the reason why I chose her and her particular bloodline is because everyone in her family tree has scored high on their PH1s, and those are the traits that I'm looking for the most when it comes to a family protection dog. Molly, place. Good job, babies. Oh, she's gone again. Place. Good job, babies. Go get it. Now, for a normal family, hey, I work 9 to 5. What are you doing? She's back. For the normal family who works 9 to 5, and you got about an hour to play with your dog, and then you've got all the family responsibilities to deal with. Raising one of these is not an option. It simply is not an option. So she constantly under my feet. Oh, you hear those deer? You hear all those deer? Huh? Raising one of these dogs is just not an option. It'd become an absolute nightmare. I can tell you how it'll already bang out. Most of the time, people pick these dogs for, their family dog, or, they think they're really, really cool. And they are. They're great family dogs, and they are very, very cool dogs. They're very sporty. Got it. Look at me, Dad. I'm so cool. Oh, I'm back for more. You want to fight me again, boy? Huh, boy? This is them constantly. Like, she won't stop. She'll go all day. But most of the time, people pick these dogs and they're like, dude, I saw this video and they were blindfolded and they were walking a tightrope on a 2-story building and they were chasing and biting stuff and they were doing this and they were and all that. And most of the time it has something to do with them biting, fighting, just generally being cool. And these are the unfortunately, that's the reason why most people buy them. Some people buy them who know how to handle them, know how to train them and raise them correctly and properly and give them the space and exercise and socialization and mental stimulations. But most people do not. Most people don't have time for it. So how this works out, the high percentage of the time, is someone goes and they pick out a puppy. They bring it home. This is what they get. A thing that just keeps coming back. Oh my gosh. Oh, look at you, puppy. They just keep, they pick out this puppy that just doesn't stop. Huh? It's got energy for days. Where do you change the batteries? Huh? Where do you change the batteries at? And then they don't have the time for it. They run out of time. They run out of steam. They're like, dude, I don't know what to do with it. I don't know what to do with it. I put it with my kid, and it ripped out her earring. It bit her on the finger. Now she doesn't want anything to do with the dog. And then, like, as they start to grow up, nobody put the necessary practices in use and the necessary trainings, and the dog becomes a liability instead of a utility for your family. And the dog starts to get neglected. Friends come over for something. They put the dog in a kennel, and oh God, you're so tough. You're so tough. They put the dog in a kennel, or they'll lock it in the bathroom, and then the dog gets even more anxiety built up in their little bodies. They start to get even more destructive, and they become even more of a problem. You can't take them to dog parks because they're big, rough, and mean. And the majority of the time, these dogs are going to win. They like to bully other dogs. That is a fact. I mean, they like to bully other dogs. Where'd you go? Bear with me, y'all. I don't have any of this scripted. There we go. Perfect. So, that's what happens with most families. They can't control it. They don't know how to train it. They don't know how to work with it. They don't know how to live with it, to coexist with it, to give it the adequate training time and the adequate socialization lessons. Like, it's imperative. Like, at this time in life, at 11 weeks old, Molly here, that she's socialized with people. It's absolutely imperative. She's already been to schools, stores. She's played with kids, teachers. She's seen other animals. She's been around other dogs. She's starting to learn, like, hey, dude, there's more that's going on this big spinning rock than just you, isn't there? Isn't there? Oh, you got me. Oh, gosh. So for the people who, oh my goodness, hello, here, throw it again for you. The people who really want one of these dogs, here's the recipe for you to be successful with them. 1, have land. Have time on your own place. There you go. Oh, it's a deep bite. Oh. Have land, room for the dog to run, like really room for them to run. They need. They're not an apartment dog. They're not a duplex dog. They are not. They're not. That's not enough room. What you see with people who have tiny backyards and they have these dogs, you'll see a ring develop around their backyard, around the perimeter of their fences. And that's the dog just running boundary, getting frustrated because they want to go further and do more. And the dog he's losing his mind. Okay, that's when they start ripping through the fence. That's when they start tearing holes in the fences, jumping over the fences, all that kind of stuff. And you are completely confused if you don't think that this dog, when she is, I give her 6 months. At 6 months, she'll clear a 6-foot fence. 6 to 8 foot, your standard wooden fence in the backyard. She's clearing it. She'll jump right over the top of it. Their intelligence levels are so high, she'll figure it out. It won't take long, and it only takes once. And as soon as she's done it one time, they'll repeatedly do it again and again and again and again. So the first thing is you need room for the dog to run. 2, you need to have a plan for your dog. You need to I would suggest that before you purchase the dog, you go to a club if you want to do bite work, or you speak to a trainer who has extensive training and extensive experience with training these dogs, and you make a plan like, hey, this is what I want the dog to do. This is why I'm getting the dog, and this is what I need the dog to do and act, how to be, all the stuff. That way you've got a plan in place, you've got a team set, and the dog is set up for success before the pup even comes home. I would also suggest that you go and check out some breeders. You go and check out their little puppies, not online, like watching their little live feeds. They got a bunch of cute puppies running around. Like, go and actually check some people out and see what they're like. You'll be able to get a better feeling on that. Now, as far as like the bloodlines go and the genetics go, like I said, I picked her because she has her family has all scored high on their PH1s. And that's what I need for breeding reasons to raise family protection dogs. Now, I don't sell pups. We raise the pups until they are a finished dog, and then those finished dogs are sold to families who actually have the necessity, they actually have the need for an animal like this. The next thing I'm going to suggest that you do is buy everything that you need for the dog well in advance. Okay, you're going to need, there's some training materials that you're going to need. Collars, leashes, kennels, e-collars, muzzles, Molly, drawing a blank. Staring at your cuteness. Staring at your cuteness, drawing a blank. Muzzles, leashes, collars, harnesses, their kennels. You don't want to pick any wire kennels, because if you do fail, see how she's chewing on that right now? Divert it. Take off. You don't want to choose any wire kennels, because if you pick a wire kennel, she's going to get bored. And they're going, oh my God, she's back. She's going to get bored and start biting the wire kennel, and she's going to rip her teeth out. I've seen this many a time. Titanium tooth implants are extremely expensive. And then you're not going to be able to do the biting and the fighting and all the cool stuff that you wanted to do with the dog. No, you don't want anything to do with that today? Oh, no, I want meat. I want meat. So you've got hard plastic kennel. There's some good ones by Gunner Kennels is a good one. Rough Tough Kennels is a good one. And I'm going to give you a hard time about keeping your dog inside one of these little plastic boxes. But it's a necessity for these animals. Safety-wise, they will get into absolutely everything. And I mean everything. There's no... See, look, she's already bored. Here she is. Look, she wants to eat this stick. She wants to put it in her belly and clog herself up. You got to have fun stuff with you on your person all the time to divert them from making a bad decision constantly. So Molly and I are going to do this 6 to 7 times a day. We're going to walk this trail. We're going to burn out the excess energy. We're going to be interesting and loud, aren't we? Aren't we? Anything that rattles, chases, anything that rattles that she can chase, that makes noises, she's interested in. Anything she can buy. Any of it. Molly, Molly, Molly. Molly, Molly, Molly. So, can I pet you now? Can I just pet you? Can I pet you without being attacked? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Come here, puppy, puppy. Come here, puppy, puppy. You're almost out of gas. You're almost out of gas, and then you're going to go get a bath. You're going to go get a bath because you're a stinky, stinky puppy. You're a stinky puppy. Look how pretty she is. Look at those eyes. Oh, I love you so much. I love you so much. Let's recap. I know I'm all over the map. I'm trying to do this and talk and film at the same time. Hi, I'm new here. So you need, I would suggest that you talk to a trainer first. Hopefully the trainer that you have, like they have a Mal on hand, a Mallee, Dutch Shepherd. And I mean a Mallee or a Dutch Shepherd, not a German Shepherd, a Mallee or a Dutch Shepherd. You're gonna see the difference in energy levels. I mean, you're gonna see it. A German Shepherd, about half speed of one of these. This thing, they're a completely different animal. Similar, pointy-eared dogs, look scary. People are intimidated immediately for no reason. But the energy levels is what you want to see. That's what you really need to experience. It'd be ideal if they had one that's a puppy that you could see. And then, one that was had just hit puberty and, or reaching post-adolescence when their testosterone, like a male dog, like their testosterone and energy levels are like peaked through the roof, where there's just no stopping them, where they can do a high volume of trainings every day, where, like 10 to 12 trainings a day would be nothing to them, like absolutely nothing. They'll do it with ease. They'll have a quick recharge in between each one, but they won't complain one bit. They won't quit. They won't stop. They'll just keep on going. So it'd be really cool if you could see one that's a puppy like her, and then one that's post-adolescent. The next thing you want to see the breeders who've got them. Oh my goodness! You want to see the actual breeders who have them. And you want to see the quality of their dogs, and you want to check all of them out. Some things to look for in breeders is if something was to happen with that dog or with that puppy, that they would take that puppy back. Let's say you bought one at 8 weeks old, you put your deposit down, you go get the dog, you pay the rest of your money, and then like 11 weeks old, like right here, you have like a family emergency. Something that just completely removes all your time from having one of these dogs. That breeder should take that puppy back. You can really separate the good ones from the bad ones if they'll take the dog back, because they can find another home for the dog, and they'll double sell it. And they're not going to give you your money back, so don't even ask them. Is it, Booby? Is it that right? Is it that right? Yes, it is. Oh, I'm so tough. You want to make sure that they're not backyard greeters. I see a lot on TikTok right now, on the feeds, on the live feeds. People who are, oh, there she is. They're pedaling cane corsos, and they're living in a tiny apartment. They just bred a bunch of them, and I can assure you they're not taking that dog back. I can assure you they're not taking that dog back. There's probably isn't champion bloodlines in there. Buyer beware. So let's go back through this. You've talked to a trainer. You have interviewed and selected a breeder, and a really good breeder. Again, one more thing to add about that. A really good breeder of these dogs, they'll be interviewing you at the same time. They're going to ask you questions. Do you have this? Do you have that? What do you have? That kind of thing. What's your time like? What's your yada yada? If it's somebody who's just like, yeah, I got them, come, just PayPal me $300 and I'll have one for you, run. Like, do not pick that one. You don't want that one. No, don't. All right, Molly Wally. All right. So we've done the breeders, we've done the trainers, and then we've done, you need to check with your veterinarian. Some vets will not take these dogs. I'm really lucky here. I have a vet who, he does all of the emergency, procedures for the police stations, Mals and Dutch Shepherds. He's really used to them. Super knowledgeable. I really lucked out. And so you've talked to your breeder, your trainer, your veterinarian. Now you're going to get your list of tools together. You're going to want a hard plastic kennel, no wires. You're going to want a hard plastic kennel with no wires. Oh, she's back for more. You're going to want a hard plastic kennel, no wires. A gunner kennel, rough, tough kennel, something along those lines. No pads. Do not put any pads inside of the kennel because they will chew it, eat it. It will go trap in their stomach, and they will die. So don't do that. You're going to want collars, prong collar, flat collar, ID collar, E-collar. There's 4 of those. You're gonna want leads. You're gonna want one that's like a foot long, one that's 3 foot long, and a long line. You're gonna want a harness. Uh-oh, we're gonna eat a rock now. We're gonna eat a rock. We're gonna eat a rock. You see how she picked up that rock? And she's getting ready to just chomp it down. She said, that rock looks so delicious. That rock looks so delicious. With these dogs, oh my goodness, with these dogs, if you run over there and grab that rock and like, what do you have in your mouth? And you make a big deal about it, you're gonna get the crackhead effect and they're gonna swallow it. And it's going right down the pipe. And so that's why I always have extra toys on me. I like my dogs to be toy driven, not food driven. So that's why you see like a bottle, the chuck it ball, that kind of thing. Oh, she's back. What are you doing? Come here, stay still so the people can see how pretty you are. So the people can see how pretty you are. Come on, let's walk. Let's go for an adventure. That's a good girl. That's a good girl. Could you imagine? You don't know anything about these dogs, and you put this in a room with a 6-year-old kid. Wouldn't work out. Wouldn't be beneficial. Wouldn't be beneficial to you, the dog, and not the 6-year-old. Hey, Molly. Hey, Molly. Oh, you got scared. You got scared. There it goes. Good girl. Oh, that's such a good girl. The very good girl. That's a very good girl. Go. Dong 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 dong. That's a good girl. Oh my gosh. That's the best retrieve I've ever seen in my entire life. That's the best retrieve I've ever seen. Oh my goodness. You were such a good girl. You were such a good girl. Yes, yes, yes. Come on. Let's go get a bath. Kind of stinky puppies. You're kind of a stinky puppies. Stinky puppies. Come on. Oh, you got it. Oh. All right, come on. Get out from under my feet. You're gonna get mushed. You're gonna get mushed, kiddo. Come on. Yes. Boop. Good job. Come on, baby. Let's go. What do you do, Sims? Oh, yes. Yes. That's what I mean with room to run. She'll take off. She'll run all the way down the trail. We'll work on recall. Let's just give her some false. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Look, I'm a 6-year-old kid. A puppy. Come on, kid. That's what you see. Oh, careful. You're going to hurt yourself, babies. Come on. Pew! That's a good girl. That's a good girl. Look, she got the zoomies. She's gone. She took off. I can't even see her on the camera anymore. Molly. Oh, girl, here she comes. Ooh! Nice brakes. Nice brakes, kiddo. Nice brakes. Come on, let's go. wear her little butt out. She can get a bath and some breakfast, and see if she'll take a nap. I'm gonna go grab Jack. Jack is 1.5 years old. He's that post-adolescent, high energy, Mal, and let's show you him compared to this pup. I'll be right back. Here's Jack. Jack is 1.5 years old, intact Dutch Shepherd. He is about to run like the wind. My boy. You were packing water like a camel, weren't you? There, boy. Come on, let's go. Jack had pretty heavy workouts yesterday. Oh, caught yourself a sticker. You caught yourself a sticker. Jack had pretty heavy workouts yesterday. He had his obedience. He had his obedience, his bite work, socialization. He went to the stores. He hung out with kids. He got to chew on a bone. He got to beat up on his brothers. Big day yesterday. And when you're training these dogs, you do, 1 day of hard physical exercise, take a day or two off. You can't break the body down every single day. I know I said earlier that you can, run them 8-10 times a day and it won't bother them. That is true. But just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. You need to feel it out. You'll get the tempo of your own dog. Jack. So one thing you'll notice about Jack. Oh, there he is. There he is. Hello, buddy. One thing you're going to notice about Jack, he has no collars on. There's no e-collar on him. I don't have anything in my hands. There's no leashes. Jack has been with me since, we'll give him some privacy like poops, huh? Jack has been with me since he was 8 weeks old. I did not register him for his BRN numbers. I'm one of those dudes. I don't care about the BRN numbers really. I like to look at the history and know who I'm selecting. Most of the time when people purchase one of these protection dogs, they're not interested in the BRN. Like, they're interested in the vibes with the dog and their family. Not so much the bloodline history of them. The guys who are interested in the bloodline history are the breeders, sport guys. They're going to collect semen at a later time, put it in the door, and sell straws if they can make them, turn them into a world champion. For family protection dogs, they have 2 jobs. 1, be calm, loyal to your family. 2, protect your family at all costs. Even if that means your death, you will do your job. And I mean it. Look, Jack, there's the ball. Right there. It's right there. He's a very handsome boy. Him's a very handsome boy. See how much more chill, laid back he is? He's just kind of walking, smelling. This is what's referred to as an air out. He's peed like 10 times now. He's pooped 3 or 4 times. In the sport world, they call this airing out. You'll hear them say, go potty, or hurry up. And they'll, the dog will eliminate, and off to the races we go. in my world, for an air out, I like to just give them time to stretch their legs, be handsome boys. Be handsome boys, yes. Are we handsome? Yes, we are. And we're so friendly and nice. And just let him kind of stretch out. If you could imagine, look at this camera. If you can imagine, it probably won't take much either. Oh, what is that? What are you mouthing about? If you can imagine, if you just woke up, it's 6:30 in the morning, and your boss is emailing you, calling, texting, and he's like, you need to be at work, and you got to answer these emails, and we got to get this, and we need that, and we do, and it just doesn't end. It's kind of the same thing with your dog. Like, I want him to have time. I want him to have the time to wake up and be the best little happy puppy that he can be. Right, Jack? Right. Oh, I'm so tough. That's what the purpose of airing out is. We're getting to the tail end of this, but watch him. See how he went for his back molars on the, oh, I can't see. See how he went for that back molar on there? He's putting that stick in the very back of his jaw. His big crushers are coming in. See how he just crunched on that, spit it out. Roar, 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 roar. You're such a good boy. Come on, walk around. He is at the time frame that I was talking about, the post-adolescence, in puberty, and his body is just filled with testosterone. When you throw the dummies for him and you throw the balls for him, like, he can't just run up and catch it. He's got to jump 4 foot in the air and do a little spinny trick and all this kind of stuff. Oh, no. Oh, what? He's got to do all this fancy stuff. All the fancy stuff. You're gonna knock me over, kid. You're gonna knock me over, kid. So again, there's a good example. Could you imagine? You didn't train this dog. You didn't know what you were doing, and now you've got a 93-pound. Change this camera around. You've got a 93-pound freak who's a year and a half, full of testosterone, and ready to just knock something out. And you put this with a 6-year-old kid. Yeah, it was gross, wasn't it, dude? Well, stop sharpening pencils, dude. Come on. You need to go explore. You don't need to be sitting. You need to be walking around, smelling. I love his coat. What's on your arms? Oh, it's from you laying down. That's from you laying down. Good boy. You hear your brothers over there in the kennel making noises, huh? You hear your brothers? Stole it. Got it. Got it from you, my boy. Jump. I don't ask them to do anything while they're airing out. That's not the purpose of this. The purpose is for him to stretch his legs and get the cobwebs out. And again, just like that little puppy, we were out with her for 30 minutes, 35 minutes, something like that. We're here with Jack. Jack has been out for 7. Do you hear your brothers? Do you hear your brothers? He's already starting to tap in. Like, dude, I'm ready to do some things. You're a good boy. You're a good boy. So when we're airing out, whenever the dog is, starts to chill, they come up to you, and then you can pick them out, put a leash around their neck, and there you go. And then you can start your daily functions and routine. Place. That was good. That was good. Come on, just keep milling around. I need Jackers. Look, he's still full of it. You want them to get all this energy out of their little bodies, all this stuff out, because then they're ready to learn. And he's ready for his lessons today. Today he just gets to wrestle with me. Today I'm just gonna put on the bite sleeve, and he's gonna practice biting and nothing else. No outing, no nothing. He's gonna hit the sleeve, fight with me, and then I'm gonna reward him with the sleeve. And that's what he gets to do today. It's his favorite thing in the world to do. That's his favorite thing in the world to do. Besides boat rides, right? Besides going for a fishing trip. The really cool aspect about these dogs is that when you do this right, the socialization and the obedience and everything that goes along with them, when you do it correctly, man, you can take the dog anywhere. They can go into stores, they can get on boats, they can hang out wherever, and they're just as cool as can be. Some of them, no matter the amount of socialization that you do with other dogs, they're just going to be a dominant dog. It's part of them. It's who they are. By now, I'm sure you've heard the story of where they come from and how they were a general purpose farm dog and what they do. Hey, stop. Stay still. Stay still. Stay still. Yeah, you had a tick on you, sir. I saved your life. I saved your little life yet again. By now, I'm sure you've heard the general purpose farm dog thing. And, everybody had one of these dogs. And their job was to keep the good people on the farm and keep the bad people off the farm. Right, Jack? Say, yes, that's what my ancestors did. And that's pretty much it. They have an in group and an out group. They, when they're trained, you're training them to the in group, right? Grandma with the groceries, children on scooters, right? The FedEx delivery guy coming to bring your wife the 900th Amazon package of the month. This is going to be his in group. There you go. Oh, that was classy. That was classy, Jack. He's such a good boy. So that's the in group and the out group for for current day and age. Or the in group. The out group, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Somebody comes rolling up your driveway, right? That's out group. You're at the gas station. Your wife and kid are in the car. The dog's in the car with them. You go inside. Someone comes running up to the car. Hey, I need $10. And they're coming up trying to open up the door handle. They're getting within reaching distance. Bad things can happen at that time. What's your dog going to do? So these are the kind of things that we associate with in and out group for current times. Pull your tail. There's things you want to do. So check this out. We'll see if he'll do it. He may be calm enough. So you want to be able to just come here, grab him, check out his ears, right? Check him, pull on his tail. You're making a big circle. Come here. Making a big circle. Come here. That's a good boy. Pet him, scratch his little ears, right? All this stuff makes a world of difference because, there you go, bro. Oh my. Oh, lay down. All this stuff makes a world of difference. Like when you go to the vet and you have one of these and you haven't desensitized him enough to where you can put your hand in his mouth, check out the inside, stick your finger in his little ear. You haven't touched his paws. You haven't touched his butt. You haven't, handled his boy parts. You hadn't done all this stuff. This is the same stuff the vet's going to do. You need to desensitize him to it. You need to do this kind of stuff. These are the things that are going to trigger a bite, if not done. Imagine that. You've got, again, back to the horror story of people who buy these dogs and don't know what they're doing. Imagine having one of these animals. You didn't train it. You didn't socialize it. You didn't desensitize it. Now you got to take the damn thing to the vet. Yikes. When Jack goes to the vet, I literally hand them the leash. They walk him in the back and they do whatever they need to, and then they walk out with him. And there's zero issues ever. Sometimes, depending on the day, like if he didn't get to work out that morning, or if he didn't get a hard enough workout the day before, he'll get a little upset with them. Not to the point of barking, biting, fighting, but just to the point of, I don't want to be here. And he'll go underneath the seat. He'll go underneath the chairs. He'll just say, like, don't touch me. I don't want to hang out with you. Like, leave me alone. So, but hey, I mean, I felt that way at the doctor's office before too. So, right, Jack. Right, Jack. Oh my mercy. Oh my. Oh, you're so handsome. Come here. You're so handsome. You're so handsome. Just stay. Grab his tail. Right. Oh, yes. And you don't have to hold your dog down to do this kind of stuff. Just let him be. Look, touching his paws, touching his little paws, touching his little, oh. He just wants to play. You just want to play. You just want to play. You're a good boy. All this stuff makes a huge difference. People emphasize so much on the early bite work, on the early stages and developments of like, oh, you got to get him on the sleeve and then the little rag, and then you wrap it around your shin and then you bite. Like, dude, he needs to learn how to do this before I teach him how to be violent. He needs to learn how to be around kids before I teach him how to be violent. He needs to learn that in reality, the skills that I'm going to teach him, which he's moving into, he's done his bite work. He'll hit a bite suit. He'll hit a hidden sleeve. He'll guard. He'll do a number of different things. But before we get into the scenario-based stuff, he has to master being around the family, being around public. Because, I mean, you and I may love this breed of dog. We may love looking at them. We think they're cool, they're special. We know how intelligent they are, right? But to the average person, when they see this dog, they go, oh my, I want nothing to do with that. Jack is one of the nicest dogs in the world. Super sweet. When I put him in the truck and park and go inside of a store, they won't even park clear next to me. Like, they'll clear the way if we're walking down the street. They will go to the other side of the street. And it's just, they have this stigma about them. People don't know. They think all of them are bloodthirsty, vicious animals, and they're not. They definitely have the potential to be. They can be. But when trained, socialized, all the stuff we've talked about, when all that stuff is done correctly, these dogs are not that at all. Are you? Are you? Alert. Alert. You're a good boy. You're so handsome. You're so handsome. I like his coat. I like the charcoal colors on him. He's a very good boy. He's got about a year left in training. I'm going to say about a year left in training before I sell him. He really needs to calm down a little bit more. Boop. Yes, yes. This isn't too bad. Every day I'm watching him kind of decrease in energy levels, like that explosive, like right out of the box. I'm going 120 mile an hour. If you could think here. So they're born as a puppy, right? And then their activity level is going to shoot up. As soon as they're born as a puppy, it's going to shoot up, right? And you're going to get way up here, okay? And this is about where Jack is right now. He's starting to the plateau point, okay? And then for every year after that, it's going to slowly decrease, like just slowly, ever so slightly. So you got your puppy here, okay? Hello, Jack. Hello, Jack. Hello. You got your puppy here. The activity levels are going to shoot up, okay? They're going to shoot up, 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 up. They're going to plateau, okay? This is your max testosterone. This is puberty. Now you're hitting the post-adolescence, and now it's going to slowly start to come down. At about 5 years old on a Malinois, they'll dip below. 4 to 5 years old, they'll dip below their puppy levels. And they won't have as much steam. They won't have as much go juice right off the bat. We'll pop out another dog. I'll show you hey, what are you doing? I'll show you a 2.5-year-old Frank who is ready to be sold. He's fresh finished. November 1st was my target for him to be done. And he hit the target. He did very well. He didn't hurt himself, which I'm surprised. He was a handful from 6 weeks old. Like, his mama was done with him at 6 weeks old. His mama kicked him off. Like, dude, get out of here. You gotta get. But from 6 weeks old to about Jack's age, that dog was, he's a crackhead. He's just a crackhead. Never stopped. Always going. It never ended. Now at 2 years and, what month is this? November? 2 years, 3 months. He's as good as gold. He's solid. He doesn't even need this much time. I think we've been out with Jack for 20 minutes now. Frank needs more like 10 or 15 minutes. Give me a bowl of food. Let's do some workout. And then I just want to chill all day. That's kind of Frank's mentality. But I'll show you him as in regards to our little chart here. Our little dirt map here. You'll see his energy levels. Mr. Jack here. You did good without your e-collars. Without a long line. Huh? Didn't ya? Didn't ya? Jack. That's very good. You're really loud. You're so smiley. Are you looking for squirrels? Huh? Are you looking for squirrels, big guy? Come on, let's go get you some breakfast. We're gonna let Frankers out. Yeah? Come on. And y'all, this is every day. This is just the air out portion of training. This is just the air out portion. We've spent an hour chatting, just spitballing stuff, while these dogs are walking around, airing out, and just existing, coexisting. Right. Oh, stick my hand in your mouth. You didn't eat me. Go, take off. We've spent an hour spitballing, just talking about them. And this is every day. Every day. So I want you to take this into consideration before you purchase a Malinois puppy, of what's required to make them. If you don't do this kind of stuff, I'm telling you right now, they're going to become a liability. You know, the reason we bought this house and with this property is so we could cut these trails. I'm working on some, so we can cut all these trails. We have our obstacles built up. I've got puppy course right up there on the hill. It's for the dogs. All of this is one big training facility. The house, the trails, You know, the 10 acres of the woods here. If we get bored here, I'll take them out on the boat and we'll run up to Lake Whitney and cut them loose on the beach. Go play, dude. If they get bored there, I'll take them to the other farm. We got 300 acres in another county. We'll take them over there, let them run around, play, let them smell, let them pee. Guys, these are farm dogs. They need more of this type of stuff than they do the biting and fighting. Because I promise you, they want to bite. They like fighting. They're big, dominant dogs, and they'll do it. Spend more time on, get your food, or get your ball. They spend more time, my dogs in training spend more time being a general farm dog, hanging out with the family, hanging out in the house, than they do the biting and fighting aspect of it all. Let me go put him up. I'm gonna go check out this. That's a big one. I'm gonna go put Jack up. Let's get out Frank. So now you've seen an 11-week-old puppy. You've seen a 1 year, 5-month-old. Now you're going to see a 2 year and 3-month-old Mal. We'll be right back. Here's Mr. Frank. Come on. Are you done? Frank's picking up trash from the puppy. This is Mr. Frank. He is 2-year-old, 2 years, 3 months. He is a mixture between a Belgian Malinois and a Dutch Shepherd. He is probably the highest trained dog that I have here, even more so than a 4-year-old that I have in the kennel that will pop out next. Frank, come on. Even more so than a 4-year-old that I have here in the kennel. And one of the reasons for that is because of COVID. When we had the lockdowns and all that kind of stuff, you know, he didn't get the socialization that Frank got. And, you know, he wasn't able to go inside the stores and do all that stuff, you know, because of all the rules that were implemented on everybody. So I hold grudges. That's all I'm going to say about that. But anyways, Frank is highly social. He loves children. He's pretty self-reliant. He takes care of himself. He doesn't really need much maintenance. He's more than dependable. Great with children. He has, my daughter has a friend that we've dubbed Mal Pal. And this girl is about 3 foot tall. And her and Frank are the best of buds. He will do anything that girl asks him to do. I mean, he is just smitten. He is in love with her. And that's what I want in a dog. That's what I want in these. I don't want something that's going to be just so uncontrollable that you can't, you know, take him around kids. Frank here, with the camera. Frank here frequents volleyball practices quite often. And he loves hanging out with the kids. Right, fainters. He loves hanging out with kids. He likes being involved with family activities. He's okay to be on his own. You can't leave him alone inside of a house. He's still a Mal. They're going to destroy things. He's got to be, put in the kennel. Anybody that tells you that their Malinois stays out 24/7, I don't believe it, especially if they're a high drive dog. Frank is one of those. Again, this dog, he has no e-collars. I have nothing in my hands. And he's not even in sight. And he's just running the woods. He's roaming, doing what he likes to do. He's airing out, checking the trails. He's sniffing, smelling the deer poop. The deer are in rut right now, so it's got them going a little crazy. They just keep running circles in the woods nonstop, looking for stuff. And he'll show up in a second. Hey, buddy, what are you doing? Hey, you left your ball. Go get your ball. Don't be leaving stuff, man. Back. Go get your ball. Go find it. I don't know what you did with it. That's him. It's old Frankerpoos. Sent him back to go find his ball. Dude, I'm so tired of buying chuck-it balls constantly. Like the puppy will pick one up. She'll come run out here in the woods. She'll leave it and, repeat this process, 3-4 times. And then all of a sudden I'm like, man, where'd they all go? And then I'll send George out here and I'll make him go find everything and pick everything up. Come on, hurry up. I'll make him go find all the stuff. Did you get it? That's a good boy. That's a good boy, Frankers. That's a good boy. Everybody wants to say hello to Frankers. Frank, so I'll be with you in a minute. Yep. This is a 2 years and 3 months old. This is Mr. Frank. You can look at his muscle. That boy is all muscle. Toned. Look at that. Now he's going to come out here and check out everywhere that the puppy went and everywhere that Jack went. Right, say we do this every day. I get to run and play every day without restraint. This is really what these dogs need the most of, kind of like what I was saying before we put Jack up. This is what these dogs need the most of. They need time to breathe and to be a dog. I know that what are you doing, buddy? What are you doing? I missed you too. I missed you too, big guy. I know that all the videos of them doing all the, commands on demand and, all the high drive, biting, fighting, running, jumping, just screaming towards the decoy and just nailing them. I know all that stuff. Frank! I know all that stuff is highly entertaining. I know all that stuff is highly entertaining. But this is what they need. They need adequate time to air out and do this stuff. Like, there's no way that you're going to be able to train one of these and get a good session in if you haven't aired the dog out first. If you haven't aired the dog out first, he's just going to run around and go crazy. And you're not going to get anything in. You're going to get frustrated. The frustration is going to transfer from you to the dog. And the dog's going to be like, dude, this guy sucks. I'm not listening to this guy. Watch this. See how far I can run? Like with Jack in that post-adolescent stage, that's when they test boundaries the most. So if you haven't done everything correctly, that dog's going to run on you. He's going to take off running. And you know what these dogs were bred to do? To run farms, to go look for bad stuff, to go bite things and make sure that their farm is safe. So if you haven't adequately train them physically and mentally. Mental stimulation's a big one with them. If you haven't, hello, buddy. Hello. Hello, sweet boy. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh, yes. You got eye boogers. Can I get your eye boogers? Can I get your eye boogers? Can you? Will you let me get your eye boogers? If you haven't mentally and physically stimulated them enough and they take off on you, rest assured they are destroying something somewhere in your neighborhood. Somebody is losing an item while you stand there bewildered looking for your dog. It took Jack 20 minutes to do that, to lay down. It took him 9. Okay? Now, let's show you a bad example here. See how he's chewing on that plastic bottle right there? All right. Frank is an aggressive chewer, and he hits extremely hard. See how he's doing that right there? He's going to damage his teeth by doing that. He's not allowed to do that. He's just picking up crap that the puppy put out. Hey. Out. Now we have both of them. You can play with the ball, big guy. You can play with the ball. You're not allowed to play with these. Yeah, get your ball. Right here. Good job. Plastic bottles. Canvas dummies. Tennis balls. Tennis shoes. Gloves. Rubber mattings that you would put inside. Oh, come here. Come here. Stop. Good boy. Thank you. Thank you. I love you. Rubber mattings. Things that you would put, towel that you would put inside the, come on, go check it out. Go check it out. Towels that you would put inside the kennel for soft matting for them to lay down on. All of this stuff they're going to rip up. They're going to damage their teeth. They're going to get tooth abrasion. Tennis balls are one of the worst because tennis balls collect that sand and grit, and they're going to keep chewing and gnawing constantly, nonstop on them, and they're going to wear their teeth down. And like these dogs, it's very typical for them to have tooth wear. Okay, like they hit so hard when they're hitting decoys and they're doing bite suits. A little bit of wear. Hey, leave that bottle. Tried to pickpocket me. You tried to pickpocket me. They hit so hard and they use their mouth so much that you'll see a little bit of wear. It's normal. What you don't want to see is tree stumps. All the way down. You don't want to see any fractures or splits. Minimal wear is okay. Minimal wear to me means that dog he's put in some time. Like he hit so hard, I'm surprised he hadn't lost a tooth. He's getting to the point where he's almost too much to mess with in the bite suit. Even with gauntlets on and a full, I'll use a Ray Allen bite suit and bite jacket. And these have more padding than most. And so they're real easy for people who aren't that, I'm not knocking Ray Allen, okay, so just chill. But it's a real good suit for people who aren't as strong of a decoy. So you could take a bit more beating. When I take him somewhere to go work with some other decoy, they'll have their own bite suits and their own stuff. But for mine, when I have somebody here at the house who does not have that, and when I'm just training the dog, that's what we use. Where was I going with this? Oh, it's baggy. It's really baggy. He'll still, with the gauntlets on, he'll still do a full bite, and you're still gonna feel it. He's gonna punch through. You're going to feel it. You're gonna get welted up, maybe some scratches, some bruising, but you're definitely going to know that the very next day that you just got into a fight with a Mally. Right. Say right. Say I'm him. Tell him. Say I'm him. Say I love kids and fighting. That's what I do. Love you, big guy. Hey, go get your ball. Where'd you leave it? See how now he's kind of looking for engagement now. We're giving him commands. We're telling him to find stuff. He left his ball like 2 acres that way, and we sent him to go find it, and he come right back. Again, he's intact. No e-collars. No nothing. This is a testament. See how tight he's sticking? This is a testament to the work that's been done while he was a puppy. Right, sweet boy. Thank you for not headbutting me in the shin. Here, people can't see you. They want to see you. Look how handsome he is. He's happy, now he's engaged. He's like, dude, what are we doing? I'm tired of sitting here. Like, let's go do something. Boredom on these animals will get them into trouble. Like, let's see how bored we can get him. You can get him so bored, he'll just take off. He'll just leave. He's like, if you're not going to do something, you don't want to do anything cool, then I'm going to go find something cool to do. Come on. Let's go explore. Let's go down this stuff. Huh? We're cutting some new trails. And we're cutting new trails for the boys. So I got all this stuff down and drying out before I put it in the chipper. Put that boy into the wood chipper. And this is fun for the dogs. They get to run around and explore things. Frank, what do you think? Should we get some firewood ready? Fire up the chainsaws? There's another ball right there. You just walk past it. Oh, you're so smart. You're so smart. You're one of the smartest puppies ever. As far as Frank's list of commands go, he will alert, sit, stay, down, heel, switch, inside, back, place, bite, out. What else can you do, Frank? Spin, go get my drink, load up. They're growing every day. Crawl, shake. He can do a number of different things. So one thing something else to think about. Hey, get your ball. Get your ball. There you go. Another thing to think about is the high impact trainings. Like you may have seen Frank on his slap mill. Like he can only do that so often or he'll hurt himself. Something else that'll wear these dogs down beyond belief is the mental stimulation using their nose. Like if you, oh, bless you, big guy. Bless you, big guy. Bless. Oh, he's eating me. He's eating me. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And is the mental stimulation. Like if you take their favorite toy and you bury it under this stuff, and I drag it all the way up the trail and you bury it in the stuff, and you tell them to go find it. I was just saying that, Frank. You don't need to go find anything. You'll burn them out so quick. They'll be tired. He be tired, boy. Frank also knows all of his commands nonverbal. You're so handsome. Go. Place. He's getting bored. Okay, let's get you breakfast. And let's pop out a 4-year-old. Mr. Jorge. You will see Mr. Jorge. And how he acts. And how he behaves. Without e-collars. Without long lines. Huh, right. Say yes. Say, I'm still peeing, Dad. Say, I'm still peeing, Dad. Such a good boy. Frank he was a handful when he was a puppy to train. But Frank is a really good dog. He is going to be an amazing family protection dog. When he is sold and gets into his forever family home, what happens after, let's go through that little process here. Frank, what happens is people come out, they see the dog, we meet them, they get to work the dog, they get to see all of his abilities, bring your kids, bring everybody who's going to be around the animal, let Frank meet them, and then quickly you will see that he is not he's not a threat to children at all. After that, Frank goes to their home. We see how they live, and they, hey, can you place on this? Place. That's very good. Come on, go get breakfast. Frank goes to their house. We see how their lifestyle is, what they do, and then he's trained to tailor fit. If there's any problems, he comes back for training, and we work on those until he's ready to go and live in the home. There is not one training fits all solution for these dogs. It isn't that way. Everybody has a different lifestyle, and just because I can get him to do everything, it doesn't mean the person who purchased him is going to be such a strong handler right off the rip that they're going to be able to make him do stuff. So there's an adjustment and an acclimation period there. Typically, after about, let's say, 3 months, the dog he's been fully acclimated to live with that family. He's picked out his humans that he likes the most, and he'll be executing commands in no time. That's kind of how that goes. 1 or 2 days of training after somebody purchases a protection dog isn't enough. That's not good enough. Come on, let's go get breakfast, and let's get George out. Well, as they say, on the way to the store, Frank found some water, and he loves to get wet constantly. Oh, it's a sweet boy. Oh, it's a sweet boy. Oh, yes, I know. Oh, yes. We're so handsome. We still have eyeballs. Here's Mr. George, already on the move. George is a 4-year-old Dutch Shepherd. George, aka the mobile human chipper, is he's social enough, let's put it that way, but he is not one that he fails in being able to be sold as a family protection dog, and that's okay. Not all of them can do it. And that's something else that we need to talk about, is that not all dogs are going to have the ability to be a family protection dog. He's in love with my daughter. That's pretty much the end of it. Like, if he's going to work for somebody, he's going to work for me, my wife, my daughter, and everybody else. Like, don't talk to me. I don't want to hear what you have to say. I don't care. Bye. And he's out of here. And he takes off. And that's my George. George. He's pooping. Come on, let's go, big guy. George was the one that I talked about a little earlier, that while we were going through all of the nonsense he didn't get, he didn't have proper socialization, and that was no fault of my own. It is what it is. You know, typically being an entrepreneur, definitely a dog trainer of these animals in this capacity, the buck stops with the boss, dude. Like, you know, you're the reason why the animal is the way that he is. But unfortunately, any of you who remember 2020, you know, some things just weren't available to us. We didn't have those options. The normal training adventures and daily socializations to the stores and meeting all the people and that kind of stuff, you know, he didn't get it. And one thing you'll find out about these dogs is if you miss one of these windows, if you miss that socialization window, you missed it. I don't care how many dog daddy videos you watch. You know, you can put a prong collar around his neck and you can haul off and waylay him, and I can guarantee you he's going to turn around and he's going to do the same thing to you. So this is George. And you know, some of these dogs, they're that way. They'll fight a bear. I mean, if Godzilla popped out of the wood, Bigfoot popped out of the woods right now, he's going to fight him. Without question, without hesitation. Now, I say that because that's the reality of owning this kind of dog. They have that in them. It is instilled within them. It is in their DNA. It is in their traits to be that kind of dog. How would you say, the value of having that animal, selling him to a family, there's no value there. There's a lot of risk involved. There's not a whole lot of utility involved at all. So it would not be of value for me to sell Mr. George as a family protection dog. Plus, I kind of like the big guy. That's my homie. This is my everyday roll dog. This is who rides with me. He's who rides with my daughter. He sleeps in my daughter's bedroom. They're big homies. And I'm also one to think that if you're in this type of business and you don't own one for yourself and have one, then you should probably keep your mouth shut, because you don't live it. You know what I mean? What's the old saying? Do you walk the walk? Here he is. Mr. Jorge. Georgie, what are you doing, big guy? He's friendly. You can pet him. You can touch him. He just prefers not to be fooled with. Right, big guy. Right, big guy. Right, big guy. Yes, that's right. He, with all that being said, I feel comfortable enough to keep him without an e-collar. We purchased our house here in an HOA that requires, like, if the dog is out in front, you have to have a long line on them. I was able to get them to agree to the e-collar and not scare the the village people, so to speak. So when you see a lot of my training videos, you're going to see a blaze orange e-collar, and that's the reason why. All of them, like you've seen them without their e-collars, and they act just the same. I can get them to do anything. You watched Frank take commands non-verbally to an inside to heel to walk with me. He'll do the same thing on the street. He doesn't care. He's very happy and cordial to meet anybody. This dude, not so much. He's friendly to ladies, other animals, goats. A lot of people have goats out here, horses, that kind of thing. He's not cool with. And again, this goes back to 2020. We didn't have the opportunities that we needed. And no fault of my own, but still, as the entrepreneur and the business owner, you should always take responsibility. There's plenty of dog trainers and protection dog business owners that if you dig far enough into the interwebs of Google, you will find out problems that they have had. And George is one of those dogs. I have not had a problem, but George is one of those dogs that if there was ever a problem to arise, he would be the reason. He would be the one. So now know when you purchase a puppy, you just going through there? Are you just going through there? When you purchase a puppy, what I'm talking about with George is inside of your puppy. It's in the DNA. If you miss the window, like I said, it's very, very hard to get them to come back. You can. You have to apply a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure. You need to be really careful. But ideally, you don't want to miss any windows. You want to be on top of your game, have the plan, right? You want to be able to, you want to talk to your trainer. You want to go meet the breeders. You want to set up the vet. You want to buy all the tools that you need right off the rip, right? You want to avoid these type of problems. Georgie, what are you doing, big guy? Psst. Here. Come here. Back. Georgie. Back. He said no, boy. Back. Easy, easy, dude, easy. Back. Easy, my boy. You're so happy. You're so happy. George weighs 103 pounds. The fastest I've clocked him on the slat mill with the speedometer was 26 miles an hour. Could you imagine being on the receiving end of a dog that has pent-up aggression and you let him out to go potty and whatever the case may be, and somebody gets hit by a 103-pound dog traveling at 26 miles an hour with her mouth wide open. With her mouth wide open. Huh. Mobile human chipper. Mobile human chipper. George has had... Easy, buddy. George being a farm dog, on our other place, we have wild pigs that are just nightmares. Like, you'll go out there one day and the cattle feeders are knocked over. What are we at here? We're at 10 minutes. This dude's laying down already. The cattle feeders will be knocked over. 500 yards of barbed wire fences knocked down. And a herd of 60 to 80 of them are on your game cameras. All of them are 200 to 300 pounds in weight. George here is 18-0 with dealing with wild pigs. He will run them down, live and whole, no problem. Like, zero issues whatsoever. 18 times he's done that. George has also had George has also had 5 real-world encounters with people. I'll tell you 2 stories here. One, I was at the gas station, and this little happy booger right here, blah, 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 blah. This little happy booger right here was in the truck with my wife, and we had a rash of auto burglars. What would you call them? Petty criminals, losers that were cutting off catalytic converters off of vehicles. They got busted, and there was I think they found like a storage room that had like 3,000 or 4,000 catalytic converters, all different shapes and sizes, makes and models. But anyway, we were at the gas station. I went inside to get gas. It was the summertime, so the AC's blowing. Windows are kind of cracked, give the dog a little better ventilation, even though that the AC was blowing. And my wife's sitting in the passenger seat, and this dude walks up to my truck. And I have an older vehicle that's kind of in demand. This guy just pokes his head in the window and is like, "Hey, how you doing, lady?" And George gets up he was laying down in the back seat. The guy didn't know he was in there. He gets up, rips towards that dude. That guy backs out, and I'm in the store, and I can hear him. I can hear the bark, and I'm like, "Oh crap, it's about to happen." I look outside, and that guy's got his hands up, and he's against the pump, and George has got that dude at bay, and he's just yapping, going nuts, slobber shooting everywhere, going crazy. And I come out of the store, and I'm going towards the truck. I'm not saying anything, because if you do say something when that is happening, you could trigger the dog to go ahead and go for the bite. So I didn't say anything. I just kind of, as I was walking up, that guy kind of, slithered to the back side of the gas pump and went back over to his car. And I got into the truck, and I pet George, tell him, "Good boy, good job. Of course, that's what your job is for." And I asked my wife, I said, "What the hell was all that about?" And she said, "That guy just walked up and poked his head in the car, and he was looking around, like in the vehicle, like looking for something. And he didn't see George was in there." And the whole time this is happening, the sliding glass window in the bed of the truck, the back of the truck is open towards the bed. And George has shot out of that. He's standing in the bed of the truck. He has missile lock on that dude standing at his pump, and he's just barking nonstop, like still letting the guy know, "Hey, dude, like that ain't cool. Like, don't do that. You should never trust anybody, a stranger, just walking up to your vehicle. You should never do it. If you need more verification of that, ask a cop friend what happens." But anyway, so that was one of them. And even after we pulled out of the gas station, went down the street to the stoplight, which is still in view of that guy, George was still in the back of the truck, missile locked at that guy, barking nonstop. That's the determination of these animals. They're like, once engaged, that's them. Like they've got a track on you. They're not going to leave you alone. They're not going to stop until the threat is out of view or has been handled adequately enough for him. That's it. The second time, we live in Texas, right off of I-35. We don't live off I-35, but you know what I mean. It's right here near. Hey. Sorry. We live right near I-35, and we're at the gas station yet again. Out pops a van of people who just came here to the country. And this time I have my wife and my daughter with me. My daughter is 10 years old. We just left volleyball practice. Are you getting the image? So there's about 5 or 6 of them. All the windows are rolled down, and every single one of those dudes are looking at my 10-year-old daughter, gawking, and like about to start catcalling until this dude jumps out of the truck and comes to heel and is standing there staring at them. All of a sudden, all of the smiles and laughter and cheer that was going on inside of that vehicle with those 5 or 6 dudes, the windows rolled up and they drove off. So I consider that a win. We've had 3 other instances. I had another guy try to steal the catalytic converter off of my truck at a boat ramp while Mr. George and I were going to look for some smallmouth. And the guy was underneath my truck about to get after it, and I sent the dog on him. And I don't know how he didn't grab meat, but he definitely grabbed his shirt, ripped his shirt open. The guy was like screaming, just going ballistic, as you should be, and hopped in his truck and got the hell out of there. So, I'm telling you, it's weird. It's weird, isn't it? But you did a good job. You did a good job. And man, I'm gonna say all this happened after 2 years old. So, what are you doing, buddy? Huh? You good job. Can you alert? Oh, you alert? Oh. Look how big that dog is. Ooh, did you see that? Oddly enough, this dog has made friends with deer that live back here. There were 3 bucks that kind of lived back off in there. Like there's a creek runs through. There's 3 bucks that kept bedding down there. And every day this spring, he would go down there and hang out with them. And, the first day they busted, a couple weeks they kept busting, and then they got used to seeing each other. And they just made buddies. They were big pals. What do you think, big guy? You ready for breakfast? I showed everybody the puppy. I showed them Jack. They got to see Frank. And now they get to see you. And if you're ready for breakfast, we'll wrap this up. I think we've been just chatting about Mals and Dutch Shepherds and protection dogs and puppy training and all that kind of stuff for an hour and a half now. Ruff. 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 Get your ball. Stop being goofy. Get your ball. Stop being goofy. Get your ball and stop being so goofy, puppy. Oh, you're just a happy puppy. You're just a happy puppy. I love you. I love you. Thanks for being here, big guy. Thanks for being here, big guy. Give you a hug. Oh, I love you. Come on, let's go get breakfast. Come on. Well, for any of you that have watched this entirety, I hope it's giving you some insight. Insight into what it looks like to have a puppy, what they look like at 1.5 years, what they look like at 2.5, and what they look like at 4. I hope I've given you some insight towards training and developing them, things not to do, things that you should do to plan accordingly to have the best possible Mallee or Dutch Shepherd. And I promise you, 1,000,000%, I promise you, if you do the things that I tell you and add your own, but if you do some of the things I laid out, like talk to the trainer, meet the breeder, check out their dogs, talk to your vet, purchase everything in advance, have the game plan, I promise you, you are going to have the best dog in the entire world. It'll be that dog that you talk about on your deathbed. Your family's going to be surrounding you, and they're going to be like, dude, you remember Butch? Oh my God, dude, he was the best dog ever. I promise you that it'll be that dog. Anywho, I'm going to go feed Knucklehead over here, Mr. Meathead, and then we're going to get into some obedience and bite work. You ready, George?